Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. And welcome to, my name is Ixesroy Thomas, and I'm the Retail Network Brand Coordinator for Rubis. My responsibility and role is everything that has to do with the look and feel, the customer relationship management of the Rubis brand in Jamaica. So it has to do with the advertising, the branding, what you see at the service station, but more importantly, what you experience as a customer. Now, of course, yes, in my spare time, I do extend myself to take on other additional chores, as you want to say, if you want to call it that. And one of the chores that I have is, and it's one of the chores that I take the greatest pleasure in, is giving back to my alma mater and actually being invited to come and actually lecture here, which was, I think, a very, very good thing for one. What does it do for me personally? It helps to keep me current. A lot of times, because you are in the marketing position, one of the things that you find is this, is that you are speaking as the authority. So you find that each time you actually have that campaign that you're going to be hitting out there to customers, each time you have things that you're doing to reach, to see and measure that reach sometimes, even my groups here at NCU, what I have is I have a selective voice. What it is it helps me to know why I get up every day and do marketing. What you are becoming for me is not just my students, but you are my most important resource. You help me to develop and to really concentrate on why do I do marketing? Why do marketing?
Because there's a need and you want to meet the need. That's why I do it. I like to help people.
Seriously?
I sell.
You don't
I don't need for selling. I don't need for selling. I personally don't need for selling. I do for service. I don't need for selling. I should start thinking about that, sir, so I can make some money.
Make money.
Big money.
You do marketing for two reasons. The same reason, because marketing for me is the most diverse type of employment you can ever do. It is the greatest balance of what you want to call technical, that database systems and management that actually helps you to actually get that job done, and also that creative element that says, listen, it brings together so many things in my life. So of course, the Ednaman, the graduate in me comes alive every time I step out there and I have to do something related. My education from Church's College, where I got my initial start, comes alive when I have to present and stand like this to ensure I represent, because more than representing the Rubis brand, I represent brand Ixesroy. You better believe it. And in life, you're going to, one of the things that Mr. Panton spoke about is how you show up. This is the most important brand you will ever represent. And why is it that marketing becomes important? Marketing is important for one simple thing. There is no button yet that says, click here for customers. Marketers will always be relevant once it is that your business, you come up with something innovative, you have an idea, you decide to start a business because you want to make some money. Marketing is going to be relevant and very important because you will at some point in time need new customers. And as marketers, we are the ones who understand how to help you to, not only to get them, but most importantly, how to take care of them, and then to make sure that you keep them and you turn them into lifelong customers who are going to in turn help you to get other customers. And that's where marketing becomes fun and exciting. Because the role of the marketer becomes very, very interesting once you get into that loop. That loop that says, we bring in. So of course, yes, you see this thing called, you see this? This has become one of my greatest marketing tools. And I try not to go too expensive with them because I leave them all over the place. It's either I'm going to tie them to myself, and I really actually used to walk around with my cell phone attached to me like here. It used to be my tie at one point in time. But then it's not appropriate for all occasions. True. But this for me is my nicest and my greatest marketing tool. One, I usually have my business cards in here, and I just take them out and put them in my bag. Because anytime I need to communicate, it's supposed to be there. So I walk into the room and I need to look at the guest speaker. I know who he is. I never knew him before, but I know him because of my cell phone. It is not only for Facebooking. It is for starting relationships. It is for getting information. It is for sending. It is for communicating. It is for getting paid. And that's anytime you understand that this is a useful and resourceful tool, it means that you are now ready to take on that marketing experience. Now, a lot of us are now focused on this whole digital marketing experience because it is now the easiest way to segment and target any market. If I want to push it to the message to Mr. Kingston Panther directly, I can develop something and target him. I know based on his personality, by just reviewing him in his profile, I start to get a feel of him. I lose it. And you have to, I can look at his Facebook page or I can look at his LinkedIn profile, which is what I did. And I can tell you how many hits, who does he talk to, where does he really and truly center his life, how does he develop? Because this is how you are now going to be the marketer, the different marketer than the one who is just doing the regular mass media marketing. But we use TV, we use radio, we use what? The computer. To the market that's going to be innovative and data-driven, analytical, and customer focused. Because I'm not going to send him stuff that is not going to be meaningful to him. I'm going to just focus on creating for one person or creating for a specific niche market or a niche group. Sometimes that's the product that you have. I sell gasoline. Does it mean that if you don't have a car, you're not my target market? No. I want to target you from you are a child. I want you to know that as a child, you can come to the Rubis brand because we have that C-store. I want you to have that. As a marketer, I have to have not just insight, meaning I'm planning for the market today, and I'm really actually using analytics to develop my focus, but I gotta have foresight. I have to have foresight that allows me to plan for what will be needed. I have to plan for you. I have to plan for I have to now plan for the guys who are now coming electric. To know how is it that Rubis is going to respond as a brand to stewards that is telling me, hey, guess what? We're going to be importing 600 electric cars. How am I going to still make money out of that? Because these are gas electric cars which are more electric driven. These are 600 Benz that will be entering Jamaica in 2020. They are going to come. They are on order already. They will be here. 600 professional gentlemen will be driving around, and women will be driving around in those Benz. Those 600 persons will need somewhere to charge them up. Am I going to be the solution for them? It's not just understanding marketing for now or understanding what the market needs now that makes marketers successful. But it's understanding what does your market need for the future. It is also growing up like, you see, one of my favorite companies in Jamaica is the Grace brand. You see, Grace has taken this lifelong, live it with us type of mentality and made it their hallmark of the brand. They tell you straight up, we are here to grow up with you. and they sell it to us, they package it for us. The only other brand I think that has successfully done that in Jamaica used to be Texaco. But from a brand level, Grace is somebody that says, listen, we're selling it to you now. Fall in love with us, Grace sausage as kids. Grow up with us and buy butter beans. And when you have it, no matter where you are, remember, Grace is a part of your family experience. You know Grace. If you even never want to buy it, then they make it altruistic for you. So boy, even if you want to choose other brands before, you're going to step up. This is going to be where you want to be. So when that ad is designed, you know, one of the best assignments I ever did for my group, for my advertising team, you know, they did these ads and they sent them to look for ads. They need to actually tell me about an ad 10 years ago and what it represents for them today. And one of the things that I was so impressed is that they realized how it is one group did Grace and some other brands. But you know, one of the things that you find is that when you look at the things that people notice, and then you look at the subliminal messages that are actually in an ad, this is what becomes very important. What's the soft sell in the ad? Not every ad that is selling water is about the water. Not every ad that is selling canned beans is just about the canned beans. The advertiser, the marketer, has to sit down and decide what's going to be my primary focus. But it does not negate that my secondary and my tertiary messages are not as important. Sometimes what I want from the ad is more focused on the image, the lifestyle message that I need to get. That this is what we bring to you as a brand. So when I look at Rubis and when we're developing an ad, yeah, we don't really focus on the gas. You're going to see the gas stations. But what I want you to get out of it sometimes is clean and bright. The fact that once you come into a Rubis service station, it's going to be clean, bright, well lit. It don't mean that I'm shooting all the ads at night. But I want you to feel that. I want you to feel safe, secure, knowing that I don't need to shoot in the night. It costs me more. But when I shoot it in the night and you look down and you see the lights under the canopy, it's illuminating, you're going to get that feeling that everything there must be clean. It feels nice. It feels secure. The people smile brighter. A shine on a face that makes that smile look wow. And these are some of your secondary and tertiary messages that you are going to now be faced with once you are producing. So, who wants insight, who wants foresight? Then we need to look at just those general things. Yes, marketing is always going to be about generating leads because we want customers. And if you want customers, you're going to do what you must to ensure that you put yourself in the position that gets leads. Because who knows will come. You ever heard the phrase that said, build it and they will come? Yeah. Right. And that's it, plain and straight. If you are going to present for yourself, you're going to build that business. Yes, persons will show up. But importantly is going to be how much of that and how much time am I going to be investing in getting people to know, getting people to want to purchase, getting people to want to be a part of your brand. That's very, very important. That getting persons interested part of it. Fantastic stuff. But from the marketer's perspective, I can tell you, that is the easy stuff. Where you are going to find your good and your great marketers are those persons who are going to understand that ABC of marketing. That ABC of marketing is very simple. I am a part of a business. And as a part of that business, whatever it is, I have to ensure that I always be closing. Because if you're not actually making that transition into, if you're not seeing yourself as a part of the transition of funds from being somebody who is interested in this product to being a customer of that product, then you're really not taking on that full marketing experience. And if you really and truly don't want to be classified as a great marketer, you need to understand that even if you need to understand that even if the ROI is going to be negative, you understand how it is you impacted as the marketer that return on investment. So of course, when I get my budget and I spend on my ad, and I run my ad for, I run my ad for 6 months, and I break it out, good and proper. And when I look at how much it is that I'm going to sell from day 1 of my ad start to run to day 0 of the end of my campaign, sometimes I have now exhibited a negative ROI. Sometimes we can tell you that when you stand up to defend, you better understand how it is and where it is you have spent that dollar. And of course, my CEO has now become very, very aligned with my favorite thing, but I didn't even know he used it himself. He says, understand the psyche of the Jamaican people, sir, because this is not just about an investment for now. What we have done is we have invested in the future. My position here is about building brand loyalty and building brand consciousness. That is when we have a negative ROI. I understand? I tell you, straight up. And you got to say that with a very, very straight face. Because the fact of the matter is that, and it is true, it is not a lie, the fact of the matter is, once you have run that campaign, you may run a campaign that is a $30 million campaign. But when you look at it for sale over sale, and especially a product like gasoline, you may not see over 6 or a short 3 months for a campaign. You're not going to see a $30 million increase there. But if you look at it to say, well, listen, between now and a year from now, I would have realized that. Because between now, what it is between now and then, meaning foresight, it means my plan is to transition more people to the brand than I would have just in 3 months. The fact of the matter is, one of the other things that you must find important is that you have to understand not just your primary product, but you have to understand your product as a whole. Any product that you decide to sell in as a marketer, if you are not appreciating the fact that there is secondary and tertiary levels to that product that you are now going to have to encompass, then really and truly, you're going to ask yourself, are you ready for this? Because, let me tell you something. Oh, I should tell you something about this one. We won't get it. But here, primary product. What's my primary product? My primary product is?
Yes, sir.
Who can tell you my secondary product?
You.
My secondary product?
At the stations?
At my stations.
Well, my physical product is the fact that the stations have tiger marks.
Yes, mark.
Fantastic. So the station, the amenities become my secondary product. Especially if I'm looking at sales. So if I want to justify from just sales, I'm looking at not just the fact that we sell gasoline, but I'm looking at the fact that I know transitioning persons to come into my C-stores. Then I'm going to also look at my tertiary product, is how do I turn the facilities into bigger markets for other brands? So here's the problem, and here's what we do. So when I add up how much money I'm going to for a Pepsi brand, because my place was nice and clean, and if you go to one of my rural sites, you may see a Coca-Cola sign like at 94 Hold Up Road, or you see a big Coke sign on the wall like at Howard Boulevard, which is like a 80 by 20 sign full of the whole on the wall. You understand me? Or you go to Windward Road and you see a Pepsi sign on the wall. The fact of the matter is that all of these things are going to be considered as a part of my return on investment. Because if we're not showing up the station as being look good stations, then not going to want to come. But when Lasco calls me and says, Ixesroy, can we film an ad at your service station? They're going to pay me a little bit of revenue. So they now become, my partners become my tertiary market, my tertiary source of income that's going to be also calculated in what is going to my overall brand value of my campaign. And guys, these are important things that you're going to be looking at if you decide to enter that field of marketing. It's going to be exciting. So, and this is where it begins. Marketing is a whole lot of networking. It's a detailed enough networking that makes you, that you want to really and truly position yourself, not just to communicate, but you want to position yourself to be communicated with. Having that personality that's going to say, hey, I'm easy to talk to. You think all marketers are easy to talk to? Most marketers are innately shy people. You know that, right? A lot of marketing persons are not naturally extroverts. They really aren't. But they can put on that to ensure that you learn from early on that getting the job done requires that I get the job done. So some of us have to focus a lot on networking. And of course you have promotions, meaning you gotta put yourself out there. I don't love all the time getting up on a stage and take the mic and this up. And it's not every time you see me I'm really and truly in the mic to really and truly do and jump up with people and behave like Linda and it's not. But the fact of the marketing is what gets noticed gets sold. And you've got to be there for your market. And of course, I have to manage your brand. So when it is that somebody called me and said, Ixesroy, this is how we present in Rubis, and they send it to me and I look at it and I say, hey, that's not my company. Who's that? You can't represent my brand that way. And I get ticklish about it. Don't get offended. I beg people don't get offended. I was working with our campaign with Digicel before going to Rubis. And I remember a good friend Shani called me in the middle of the night and she said, Ixesroy, I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm dumping all of these. There was some flyers that were done that we're going to give out for, it was our pulse show that we're doing. And we were doing, Kingston was doing the invitation flyers that we were going to give to the persons in VIP. They were going to tear them off, tear off a piece of it, and actually use it to enter into a draw for Digicel at the time. And I remember Shani called me and she said she was coming in the middle of the night. I said, Ixesroy, I don't know what you're going to do, I don't know what they're going to do, but I'm not taking this, we can't publish like this. I said, Mr. Shani, what is it? She called me, she said, all right, fine, here we go. And those are not the days of cell phone that you just take a picture and you send it out and everything. So you know what funny enough? I was at 84 and she used to live up at her mother, up at Ravinia. I get up, drive up there, and she showed me. And I look at it like for, now at that time I was not a marketer. So I was not looking at it with a marketer's eye. All I was doing was some customer relationship management, some customer service for the Pulse show. And I look at it and I look at it and I look at it and I say, but everything is correct. Digicel is right. Everything. The Digicel, what they did was they put a glow around it, the word Digicel. She said, that's not her logo. And it was not until years after when I really and truly started to look at the essence of logos and how brands represent themselves. Because marketing was not my first role at Rubis. My initial role at Rubis was training and development. Then they moved me into marketing. Now taking on that role and responsibility for the management of the brand equity, it is something that you now have to understand and own. And I get one beat up and I'm a guy who don't like two. So here's the thing. This when I get my one beat up from Barbados, and then called me and then said to me, I'm sorry, remember, the Ruby Snow logo never goes on black. The Ruby Snow logo never goes on black. And she reel me out, good and proper. And these orange shirts that you're now wearing, never. I said, Andrew, what I never know. She says, well, then you ask. Sit down, I took it, I'm a boss. Sit down across on me. And he's like, I could see him praying, please don't answer. Ixesroy, don't answer. Because at that point in time, I was a guy who would have answered. But you know, importantly is when you learn how to grow. When you learn how to grow yourself, you're going to grow in the business. So what I did was, I said, Andrew, send your brand guideline now so I can actually see what it is. No, we don't have one. I said, so where's the brand guide? It's in my head. I can tell it to you. I said, okay, fine, no problem. I said, I'll tell him. And I called her back one away and tell him. I said, okay, fine. And I write a brand guideline that represents Ruby's brand. Send it to her boss. Send it to my boss, who sent it to his boss, who sent it to her boss. Well, above her boss. Who then contacted me for us to discuss the brand guideline. You see, everything that I want in Jamaica, that is what is in the brand book that now governs Ruby's as a brand. Not just what you think is supposed to be there or what you want to be there. It is what is there. So, yeah, we're not going to ever have a strikeout around the Ruby's logo. We have to write the Ruby's in a certain way. Have to. These are things that are essential parts of what we do as a business, as a brand. But you must also understand how it is that you represent. You have to really and truly reach out. Once you are deciding to take on the brand management, you have to be very careful and also very critical of it. Biggest part of it is relating to your customers. Understanding that whole customer relations. Understanding how it is that you communicate with your customers at all times, not just now in the moment when you have them as captive audience, but how you communicate with them for the future. That customer relationship management, that CRM, very, very important. Of course, I tell you this, manage social media, because if you don't manage social media will manage you. And you don't want to be managed by social media. And the biggest part of marketing that a lot of us get to leave out sometimes is that community relationship management. You gotta manage not just your immediate community, but manage how you actually relate as corporate. Manage how you relate as corporate to other persons, all groups, other entities, who you support, how you align, because you're not just aligning yourself, but you're aligning your brand. People don't join Kiwanis Club a lot of times because they just want to be a Kiwanian. They understand that they have aligned themselves with an international brand that is about giving back. So it looks good for you as a corporate, responsible citizen. You want to look like that as the marketer. You want to ensure that you are seen as understanding the people around you and understanding how you relate positively to them. Now, for some people, this looks like confusion. But for a lot of us, this is our reality. This and so much more. Because for us, we are the ones who are going to be looking at the final report. And sometimes we're not looking at the figures because we don't know it. But we have to ensure that the document that goes out is brand aligned, that it looks good, that it is competitive, because it will still be competing for other people's attention. And you see this guy, his name is Seth Gooden. And Seth says, marketing is a contest for people's attention. Whether it is the annual report that is going to go out, whether it is going to be your image that you put on those t-shirts when you're running for Sajik or corporate run, or it is going to be how you align yourself as your brand elements right through. All of these are competing for people's attention, and they have to represent you as a brand. And he's one of these guys who believe in. And let me tell you something, when you decide to take on that role of marketing, let me tell you this much, do not stop reading. Because this is where you get a feel of what is really and truly happening. Not just locally, in your own circle, but you also get a good feel of what is happening on a wider scale. Some of the ideas you will borrow, some of them you're going to know, get creative, because you're going to take them and apply them to your own situation and your unique cultural situation. Because as marketers, if you can't understand what it is that is happening in your culture, what is going to make it dynamic for your people, then you're going to be like you're going to be producing campaigns like when Scotia produced that campaign that said the emoji campaign. Anybody remember that campaign? In Scotiabank did a huge campaign with emojis. You know what emojis are, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, fine. So Scotiabank a few years ago, like 3 or 4 years ago, did a fantastic campaign. It made sense if you understood the emojis. The persons who, let me see what the hands of those persons who understand emojis. Huh?
Yes.
Who can read them?
A little.
A little. All right, fine. And what's your age group now? You're under 25, right?
Over 50.
Okay, so you're definitely the exception to the rule, right? But when they introduced that campaign to us in Jamaica, what they did was took a campaign from overseas and brought it. And what you found is that it never made sense for a lot of persons here because we never understood it. We never understood it. So when you see the I love you, and you see it in emoji with smiley face, you don't understand it. So it never made any sense to you. You never had any reach. And so you found that a campaign that was designed to reach persons within a targeted age bracket did not reach them. So if you're looking at a campaign, you have to always understand who is your target market and culturally is it going to reach them. So culturally it may have worked in Canada because they are high-tech, fast-moving, fast-paced. They understand they are all millennial kids. They are now at that age where they are banking. But our banking age still was not there at that point in time. And then he wrote, and one of my favorites is everyone is an expert. Because it tells you about the fact that everybody can go to the internet and you can find anything you want. Google. And if once you're willing to Google it, you will find it. So like when I walk in here this morning, the first thing I look at is, oh, okay, I want to know who this guy is, who's going to be speaking right before me, right? So I Googled. I could tell you that a couple of things. The devil is in the details. Name spelled wrong on the program, something that you never do. You can't quote from a man and tell the man work at Scotiabank, but you never really actually work here. Things that you need to actually be cognizant of. And as marketers, as business professionals, we have to understand that these small things can be very important. So, here it is. And this is what it comes down to. Where do you draw the line? Because as marketers, we're going to be faced with a lot of things. You're faced with that difference between what's wrong and what's right. And of course, Seth Godin wrote a book that says every marketer is a liar. Marketers are liars. And it's sometimes we are forced to skirt the truth. And sometimes we allow persons to draw their own conclusions. And it is very important that as marketers, you understand where it is that you are willing to draw the line. Do I understand the difference between wrong or right? What impact do I want these things to have on my personal integrity? How do I want to be seen further in the marketplace? What is it that I'm going to be putting out there? Is it going to be true and honest, respectful to all persons in the marketplace that I'm targeting? And these are things that you have to always take into consideration. And of course, a big one is it legal? Because sometimes when you're looking at what is ethical versus what is going to be profitable, sometimes for marketers, we may have a slight a dilemma of conscience. But make sure your marketing is so useful that people are willing to pay for it. And that's Jay Bear. And Jay Bear is he's not just a marketer, but he's one of those, he's a professional, he considers himself a professional image developer. He develops not just the look and the feel for your company, but he helps your company to market how it is that we want to represent the entire brand to all its publics. And so he's important because he is about giving people that little difference, not just in terms of his personality or his personal touch, but he's about giving you what is going to make you separate and different, one company to the next. So I round up by saying this: because marketing is all about the details, if you can find a mistake, share it if you have found it. And of course you can, as any good marketer will do, we'll leave you how to reach me. It's going to be able to connect with me on Instagram. It's just Ixesroy Thomas at Instagram. And until that new button is found, and anytime they find it, God help us as marketers, because here's what we're going to market. We're going to market how to help them to get the customers to that brand. With a lot of brands, they believe that some persons that believe that they are going to be, they're pricing themselves out of the market. And you find that with like a brand like, let's look at a brand like a Bijou versus Royal Jewelers. Fine. So you find that, well, persons would have actually said that Bijou prices themselves out of the market, the scope of most persons, right? While you can go to Royal Jewelers and get the same thing. You want to have gold, silver, jewelry, you get the same thing that you can get there, right? But this is where market segmentation and it becomes much more important. Because and the marketing and the way the marketing is approached becomes much more important. I have now created for myself a niche market. Sustaining that niche market is what is going to actually now be more important. Not just whether it is that I'm overpriced, but how is it that how am I going to ensure that my brand reflects so well that persons are still willing to pay my premium for that product? Is it going to be what? My location? Is it going to be the offer? Is it going to be how my service is done? Is it going to be the type of clientele that I want to maintain? What is it that's going to keep me? Is going to really and truly what sustains that company and what the marketer has to find to ensure that he can deliver on the sales, those customers, to that entity.
One question, anyone?
Comments? Suggestions? Nothing?
And I suggest, one of the things that I'll leave this with you guys. Yeah.
Alright, so you said something earlier about not all marketers are extroverts or persons who are outgoing, right?
No.
So in terms, you're saying that you have to do what it takes to get the job
job
done,
done,
but how do you build that personality then? Because if I'm naturally introverted and I think marketing is interesting, and maybe I need to do some marketing for my business or whatever it is that I'm doing. How can I build that personality to be a good marketer?
No problem. I'm very interested. So my advice to that type of personality would be find the right support. Find the right support. And sometimes the support is going to be this guy. You understand me? Because sometimes if you are naturally not the personality that's going to be able to take it out there, you may need to actually develop what is it that's going to be your pseudo personality. And your pseudo personality is going to be, it's easiest developed in digital media. You know, very, very easy. How you put the things together, how you lay it out for persons, make them think that you are happy, wonderful, easy to talk to, and appreciate their business. While you may naturally not be so, get the right support in place and you're going to actually be ready to take on any position, anything that you want to take on. Alright? And then my thing that I want to leave, my one comment is that I would love to use or always leave with is, as marketers or as persons entering the marketing field or the marketing sphere, understand the people who you're marketing to. Always. Try and work out what is it that is going to be important to them. And sometimes it's simple things that are important to them. Is it that they are more analytical, technological? Are they more data driven? Or really actually, are they really just about the noise? Because once you understand what your market, your segment actually is driven by, then you are ready to sell them any product that they want. Thank you very much.
And at this time, we will ask Mrs. Esther Joseph to present a token for his wonderful presentation.
Mr. Thomas, we are so glad that you took time to come and share with the students, you know, some tips on becoming good marketers, brand management, and the devil is in the details, you know, that details are important. So we thank you, and we know that we have learned a lot today. So this is just a small token, and it matches well with your what is of our appreciation. So thank you for coming and do enjoy.
Awesome.